There is only one thing to do, my friends. That is to get free. Break free from all the traps of the illusion. Break free from getting caught in the cycles of suffering, which is caused by what? The cycles of thought, which is perpetuated by what? The sea of stimulation, aggravation, and information. This is the only thing to do, to surrender 100% to God, to our cosmic beloved, which allows our cosmic beloved to work through us and become our higher self. That's all there is to do, is presence and purification. We got to purify the body. It's very important to purify the body because it helps calm the mind, which is all there is to do, is give it all up, to get it all. Stay present. That's all there is to do, is give it all up to our cosmic beloved. Because this corrects all imbalances. All of our imbalances, all of our bad habits or things we do to cope with being out of balance come from what? Thinking we're in control. Thinking we're in control. That's all. All suffering assumes control, right? We think we're in control. We think we're somebody doing something. We think we know. This creates all of our problems. Because when we think we know, we're easier to control. Because we're creating a lower limiting perspective. And when we think we're somebody doing something, when we think we're in control, this is all our suffering. Because it's the ego, it's an attachment. And any attachment is going to keep us caught in the cycles of suffering. So this is all caused by thinking. And what is thinking caused? It's all caused by stimulation, aggravation, and information. One of the most critical parts to gaining a deeper understanding, which allows us to be more present and more surrendered, which allows us to continue on our evolution. One of the most important things to do is to reconstitute or empty the mind. We have to empty the mind. This creates space for us to communicate with the divine, which allows us to gain deeper understanding. We need to create the space to gain this deeper understanding. We have to get to a point where we can stop taking in information. Because information, remember, is part of the sea of stimulation, aggravation, and information. It stimulates the mind. And it overflows the mind. I have a video called Mind Bucket, full mind, empty not mind. Our minds are full and they're overfull. They're overflowing with information, right? We got to pull the drain on that and stop adding new stuff in and just empty the mind. This allows us to try to be as present as possible or surrendered as possible, which dissolves the ego. Because every second we're present, we're dissolving the ego and moving closer to the center of the circle. The observer, the surrendered observer, right? Knowing nothing, not thinking, knowing we don't know. All so important. True common sense, our higher self. All these things exist in the center of the circle. Sorry about the bugs. I'm in Virginia Beach, and these bugs are insane. So this is the only thing we really have to do. Remember, there really is nothing to do but to do nothing, to stop thinking. But that involves removing aggravators, right? Facilitating a state of peace, purifying the body, right? Emptying the mind. That's what it requires, because we need to gain these deeper understandings. So that's why we have to empty the mind, clear the mind, stop thinking. Allows us to gain deeper understandings. And it is through doing this, inadvertently, this was a result, all of what I'm telling you is a result of following presence and purification. And this is where it brings us on the journey. And I have been given certain deeper understandings at such deeper levels that I'm now compelled to teach about it, right? Because all of our change our perspectives, there's always a reason. If falling off on a bad habit may not be what you think it is. It may be because you need to gain such a deeper understanding of certain things that you're then going to better absorb it and be allowed to present it as a teachable thing to help people get out of the illusion, to help escape the illusion, which is all because of our attachment to ourself, our somebodyness, our ego. Because we think. Thinking is such a bugger. It is the one thing that we got to stop doing is thinking. That's all we got to do, because that's surrender. And that brings everything into balance. And so everything we're really doing, in one sense, is to stop at the aggravation of the thinking mind and calm the mind, facilitate a state of peace. That is all there is to do. So every day we can focus on just doing something like mantra or staying present, actively staying present in a sense, as to not allow the bombardment of our mind with stimulation and thoughts and all these things. So that's why it's all about the peace, bringing the body and mind into peace for ultimate surrender, and not judging yourself for anything because we're not doing anything. All suffering assumes control. Control is such a big thing that we need to basically give up. And it's so hard because our egos are so firmly attached to being in control. Because when we think we're in control, then we're trapped in the illusion, and it's going to cause all of our suffering and all of our balance issues. Remember, we're nature running off. Ram Dass talks about this as well. We're nature running off. We're chemistry and conditioning. We're not actually doing anything. We're just a result of our chemistry and our conditioning, our nature running off. Which means we're only the observer. We just get caught in the game. We attach ourselves with being the actor. We think we're the actor. It's wild stuff, right? Nature running off. You're not doing anything. You've never made a mistake. You've never done anything wrong, because you can't do anything wrong. Because you're the observer. You just think you're somebody. You're observing. There's nothing to do. You can forgive yourself and everybody instantly. The question is, can we stop thinking long enough to become the observer, to see that there is no control and we're nature running off? And the more we practice this practice of presence, of surrender, we become the observer. We become nature running off. We become higher self. And remember, this journey is self-correcting too, because it may seem like we're stumbling and falling and going backwards, but it's all part of the forward process. We have to gain deeper understandings of some things. That's why we keep getting knocked off certain things. And it's because we really need a conscious, deeper understanding. Because remember, we could have gone through things in the past when we weren't conscious about them, so it didn't register. Or sometimes it registers at a later point. Or sometimes we have to keep getting put through the same or similar perspectives, even though we switched, at different levels of consciousness, so we can gain a deeper understanding. All of which is going to lead us to further our states of presence and surrender, because that's going to keep us on our spiritual evolution to getting free completely from the game. And I thank you for being here with me, my friends, on this journey to getting free, to escaping the cycles of suffering, to escape the cycles of rebirth, of samsara, to escape the cycles of thought, the cause of all of our suffering. Stop thinking and end all of your problems. Our attachment to our somebodyness is keeping us locked down. So this is what we got to break. We got to break this chain, our ego selves. And every second we're present, i.e. not thinking, surrendered, we're dissolving the ego and moving closer and closer to the center of the circle. Stand in the center of the circle and allow all things to take their course. This is what the Tao Te Ching says. Don't be attached to anything. Surrender. Do your work and step back. Don't be attached to the outcome of anything. You don't have to try to do anything. This is why I always think about manifestation, and then I say you don't need to. You don't need to manifest. Because you're not doing anything. You're just the observer. No matter what you do, it was always going to happen. It doesn't even matter. All you got to do is observe. Stop thinking. And then God's going to work through you. That's when you channel the divine or become the divine or gain deeper understandings, which allows you to keep surrendering, which allows you to keep evolving your consciousness and be getting more free. You can do this, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Some people may think, why does he always repeat himself? I talked about this many times. I need to remind myself. Why do I make these videos? Every time I make this video, I need another reminder. So I'm sitting here reminding myself, and I know if you're watching this, especially still watching this video, you need a reminder. Stop trying to do anything. Just stay present. Facilitate a state of peace. Empty the mind. Stop taking in information. This is going to let you gain deeper understandings. It's hard to stop taking in information because we're all addicted to it, right? And it's that rush of information. Like, stop looking at the news. It's almost been a year since I looked at the news. It's wild, man. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Because whatever you do is always going to happen, and we need to do whatever facilitates a state of peace the most within us so we can practice presence. And for me, that is to stop taking information, stop listening to podcasts even. Listen, you're going to catch things if you're trying to do this, and that's fine. Don't be like, I need to do it 100%. If you can, great. But it's just turning down the volume to such an extent that you're slowly able to go in the right direction of emptying the mind, and then thus gaining a deeper understanding. And we're all here as vessels for God, doing different things, right? I never thought I was going to become a teacher and making these videos. I didn't try to do this, which is wild. I didn't do anything. I am here giving you this this chat right now, and I didn't do anything. This is all part of the journey of presence and purification, of spiritual awakening. If we keep to presence and purification, and we allow this process to continue. But again, once we're on it, it's just going to keep going. It's self-correcting, and everything that's going to happen was always going to happen. So you ain't got to worry about a thing. You don't got to try to do nothing. You never did anything wrong. Remember, sin assumes control. It's getting a little dark here. Sin assumes control, but there is no control. It's just like all of our suffering comes from us trying to control, thinking we're somebody doing something. Stop thinking and end all of your problems. That's it, my friends. You got this. Keep going. Keep giving up information. Keep slapping that ego around and say, nah, dude, I'm done. You're not going to... The ego is the guard at the gate to the divine. The ego is what is the bodyguard, right? This is how I look at it, right? The ego's knocking at the door to your house. No, your higher self, the divine, is knocking at the door to your house, but the door is closed, and the ego's inside throwing a house party with your thoughts. He's got all your thoughts up in your house having a party, and the divine's knocking at the door. He's like, nah, dog. Yo, we good in here, dog. We good. We partying with all these thoughts, right? But what happens when we stay present? Whew, all those thoughts disappear in the house party, and the divine shrivels up, or the ego shrivels up and starts to die, and the divine can push the door open. There you go. And then you start gaining a deeper understanding. Remember, all information, it can be stimulating, right? It's real dark now. This is just from my experience, my friends. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope this was, helpful in some way or encouraging. Remember, I'm here simply as a reminder to remind myself and remind you. That's why we're all here together. We're joining together to escape, to free ourselves completely, and also free everyone else. Because we're all one. We're all working together. May our cosmic beloved grant us peace, patience, presence, and understanding. Namaste.